Thank you for joining me on Nuggets of Wisdom. I am Charles Musakanda, and I appreciate you taking the time to grow and to mature as we edify one another. This nugget is titled All Guns Blaring. All Guns Blaring. And I will begin this way. Suppose we have a shoplifter situation. At a shoplifter situation, oftentimes it's dealt with by security officers that are hired by the shop owner or the mall owner, the plaza owner. We don't need the military to come out to deal with the shoplifter. We don't need a SWAT team or CIA, FBI, all the bigwigs, the Marines. We don't need any of that. It's dealt with by a security officer. When dealing with a traffic violator, someone is speeding on the roads, maybe blowing through stop signs, that is dealt with by a police officer. A security officer can no longer handle that because they don't have the power or the authority. Probably don't have the resources to handle that. This is now a bigger threat, a threat to the public. And so a police officer, one or two, might show up with their police cruisers to deal with this situation. When we deal with a terrorist threat, we're dealing with someone who can blow up a community, who can blow up a building, who can kill multiple people with one blow. Then we need the army. Then we need the Air Force. Then we need the satellite surveillance. We need the choppers. We need the big assault rifles. We need all guns to come out blaring at the enemy. May I suggest to you that that's exactly how the devil looks at you and looks at me. Depending on how you exercise your potential, depending on how many of your talents you use, depending on how effective you are in people's lives, depending on how valuable, or how much value you bring to the kingdom of the one who created you, of the supreme God himself. All that is a measurement of how much a threat you are to the kingdom of the enemy, the supreme demon himself, the devil. So when you find yourself faced by guns, when all the guns come blaring at you, when situations turn sour, when things happen that you didn't expect to happen, things that you probably weren't even involved in, when they start talking about you, when they start making stuff up about you, when they start lying and fabricating, when things just start to get worse and deals start to fall through, business deals, and that job just can't come through, and those friends just start to act funny and to do certain things, and people that you thought you could count on all of a sudden show their other side, the rough side, the dark side, and you wonder what is going on. Oftentimes it's because you are a great threat to the kingdom of the supreme demon. You're a terrorist. So the enemy is not just going to bring a security officer, not just a police officer. The enemy is going to start bringing the whole army of his demons, the whole army of his agents, the whole army of his spiritual force to make things difficult for you in life. But don't be discouraged. Don't be dismayed. Because even David wrote in Psalm 23, all believers and even non-believers know Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, thou settest a table before me in the presence of my enemy. Goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. That chapter, that particular scripture, Psalm 23, read it. Very short, only 6 verses. Beautiful, powerful. David said in there, the Lord sets a table before me in the presence of my enemies. That means you have a table of potential, a table of impact, a table of influence, a table of talent, a table of grace, a table of blessings, a table of inspiration, a table that makes other people aspire to be like you. And when you exercise the things that are on your table, the menu that's on your table, the nutrients that are on your table, when you start to use them, the enemies can't help but look. The enemies can't help but want to throw darts. The enemy can't help but want to shoot all their bullets at you, because you're a terrorist threat to the kingdom of the enemy. So don't be discouraged when certain things happen, solicited or unsolicited. Don't be discouraged when you make mistakes and you wonder, what was I thinking? Those things will happen in life. Dust off your shoulders, get up, and be strong. Move on. Because it does say in that chapter, Psalm 23, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. For as long as you dwell in faith and in hope of the Lord that created you and gave you purpose, the truth and the real of life is that everything is spiritual. Everything starts in the spiritual realm before it becomes tangible, whether you believe it or not. The reality is that's what it is. And even those who claim not to be believers, trust me, they do believe in spirits. Tell them to walk into a haunted house and see them cower away and back off. And why? Because they know that they are spirits. It's a shame that they choose to believe in things that are of fear instead of believing in a spirit that is of hope and of a good ending. Because the truth is, there is the Spirit of God, the good spirit, and the evil spirit of the supreme demon himself. So everything begins in the spirit. And that's why people meditate. That's why people believe in this thing called the universe, because they believe there's some higher power, except that they just have it wrong. It's not the universe that's the higher power. There is a God, the creator of the universe. And David says, I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever, because goodness and mercy shall follow me there. Because yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. When all guns come blaring at me, I will not fear, because I have a shield that protects me. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish. Even if the guns come blaring at you, you will not perish, but have everlasting life. Because he says, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. No matter what comes, his word will not return to him void. It will fulfill that which he has sent it to complete in your life. So recognize this, that you should utilize your full potential without fear. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. Use your talents, use your skills, use everything that you are to better your life and to better the lives of others. And more importantly, to have others in the kingdom of the great God himself. Because the enemy is going to try to fight you when you try to release from his grip those that are held in his kingdom. So of course, all guns will come blaring, but be of no fear. Thank you for joining me on Nuggets of Wisdom. I am Charles Musakan, and I appreciate you taking the time. Please like, comment, ask questions. Let's discuss. Subscribe. Please share. Please. These nuggets might help somebody. You never know. Thank you once again, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.